with men I didn't want to sleep with because I didn't know how to
People
say
pleasing.
no. I don't want that.
That's real talk. No,
I don't want that for my
that is not wrong.
That's the truth.
That is
I'm
not
more
wrong.
comfortable saying no.
I by default don't believe any woman that says anything and says that something happened to her. And the reason that is. No. Listen, y'all gotta be.
No, you ain't
Y'all
wrong.
not gonna sit there and tell
glorify
me.
him.
Cause listen, it's chicks out here that are busting down for the clout.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna tell me that all of these people had to be incentivized in order to participate at the party.
No, that's not what we saying.
But you know what? That's
I'm not saying you
willing
saying
participant.
that. I think that almost everybody was a willing participant because it was a thing. And when people would hear about a Diddy party, they would be like, "Oh man, you gotta go." Like that was a thing just a year ago.
You think men were doing that without incentive?
People was like, "Yo, you Diddy party, you gotta
They
get
didn't want
there."
to do the rock
So seriously, so let me say
Now
that.
all of a sudden,
Let me say this.
come
So
on,
based
man.
off my own experience, I lived in
Don't
California.
say too much.
I'm not gonna say no names. I lived in California, in Calabasas. It was this house that celebrities used to rent. Well-known celebrity rented this house, and some girls go to the party, and we in a gated community. Some girls go to the party. She with her friends. One girl didn't realize that the party was gonna turn into something else later on that night. She comes running down the street frantically. She come running to us. We help her get to the bottom of the mountain because we on Mulholland Drive. We help her get down to the bottom of into the valley or whatever.
Where Kanye had his accident.
A lot of celebrities have
Yeah,
accidents
because of
on
the
Mulholland.
turn.
Yeah, but so we help her get down there to get with her. But she had no idea this party was gonna do this. She literally said, "I just thought I was coming to the party with my homegirls.
I just came here to dance for y'all."
And then when I told them I was uncomfortable, they didn't want to leave. So they was pretty much making her stay there.
Nobody make her. She went on just.
Yeah, why would you go? I don't think no female is green enough to know at a party what guys are expecting. And if they are that green, they need to get a better friend group or people that can tell them about these things.
Why was she running? She was getting chased?
No.
She was. The party turned into some orgy type
but,
shit.
but nobody made her stay. You know what I'm saying? Against her will.
Yeah, she
I think that most of these. Come on, man. We all knew what the casting couch is.
Yeah.
Like, this is not new. None of this stuff is a secret. And I think that a lot of people are willing participants.
Yeah.
A lot of these women benefit from getting into it. They get these roles, they get these positions.
Yep.
And then they wind up becoming successful, and then they want to come back and act like they was a victim. No, you was a willing participant.
I don't think that's
I'm
not
going for it.
If you choose to take that pill, you swallow it, you gain whatever status, money, fame from it. You can't be mad at how you got there. Taking that pill, you can't be mad at it. You got to swallow it, and you got to swallow it for the rest of your life. But to bring it back up or feel like you traumatized, you shouldn't have did it.
Well, a lot of people are really just gullible. You're not giving people credit for just being oblivious to a
I
lot
do.
of that.
No, I do
Right.
agree with you, Ash. I
Gullible
do think that some people are gullible.
No.
But I agree with Anton on some levels too. I do think that some of these stories are stories of people that were 100% willing participants. Were 100%
Sure.
Get them put on.
yes, and
Sure.
wanted to get put on.
I agree.
And I don't think that it's fair or cool to like sacrifice yourself or sacrifice your body or use your power to try to get someone to do something. I don't think that at all. But we have to admit that some of y'all was playing games that you wanted to play.
Yep.
I do
agree.
think that.
So
I do think that.
Everybody up there sacrificed something to be where they at. Whether it's time, energy, you sacrificing something. You just got certain people who might sacrifice their buttholes. Excuse my terminology. Or they sacrifice other private parts, to get where they want to get at. But everybody's sacrificing something. So you gotta understand that.
There's a lot of victims out there. I do think there's a lot of people that were taken advantage of, that was drugged and things like that.
I don't.
For example, when Rick Ross said that, Rick Ross said in the song, "Put Molly in all of her champagne."
Yeah.
She didn't even know it.
Yeah,
So
Reebok
if you got me turned up on drugs just to get me home to sleep with you, that's an issue. Because my
think
dude,
you can combine,
I
too.
might have slept with you on my own free will without you giving me those
But
drugs.
that's where it comes into being
That's-
gullible as well.
yes.
They combine because I'm coming in here. Yes, my intentions are not pure. They're malicious on my own side, but at the same time, I didn't expect it to get there. Like you said, she's running running down the street. She knew she was going to that party. There was opportunity to turn up. I'm
Yeah.
sure she didn't expect none of the stuff that she saw that had her running down the street.
Yeah.
It's horrific. And if you don't really know the industry like you're working in, if you're not used to that and you're just getting in, that's where being gullible comes in. Yeah, you weren't being a good girl. You're not pure in the situation, but you didn't expect
Not
that
just
to
that,
happen.
I'll take it a step further. So I have a 11-year-old daughter. So right now I am teaching my daughter it is okay to say no to me. Because as a kid, I wasn't able to say no to adults. I wasn't able to say no to authority figures. I wasn't able to say, yes, she can say, yes, my daughter can say no to not.
How does that work?
She can't be disrespectful about it, and it's a way to say no. She can't flat out just be like, no.
Yeah,
But there's a way. Here's the reason why I'm saying this. Here's the reason why I'm saying this. Because I didn't learn how to say no until I became an adult. I got in a room with guys and didn't know how to turn down. I slept with men I didn't want to sleep with because I didn't know how to say no. I don't want that.
That's real talk. No,
I don't want that for my son.
That is not wrong.
That's the truth.
Because
That
I
is
was
not
so
wrong.
comfortable saying no. I felt like I put myself in this room. Now I have to. And I could have said no.
No, she's not wrong.
Thank you for doing the work.
No,
Thank
listen,
you for teaching that
I
little
don't care
girl.
nothing about the sister code. Can we unpack this for a minute? So wait a minute.
Please.
You went into the room. You knew.
I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not saying I'm a victim.
But see, the problem is
You sound like
there's
one.
people that won't take accountability, similarly to how you took accountability, and then they'll claim that they was a victim.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not a victim.
Yeah, that's not the conversation that we're having.
What I'm
the
saying
conversation
is,
that we're
I got
having
in that room. This was somebody maybe I liked even, but I wasn't ready to go
It's
there
peer
with
pressure.
him.
Oh
But
my.
because I
And he
was in
knew
the
that.
room by myself, I didn't know how to tell him no. I didn't know how to turn him
That was your
down.
daddy job.
I didn't know. It
No,
was,
it's
No,
not.
I think
It's not.
I think that
It's
is.
parenting
I got a daddy
as a
that my daddy
whole.
been in my life my whole life, and guess
My
what?
father has been in my
Guess
life
what?
my whole life,
I've been
too.
in that situations 2 times.
Yeah.
2 times where I literally was like, okay, what do? I don't want to blow this energy. I don't want to piss him off. I don't want to do this.
Absolutely.
All right, fuck it. We just
don't
do
do
this.
it. It is what it is.
Yes, that happens.
And
It
I'm not
happened.
calling
I
it
had
rape.
that
I don't know
conversation.
about
No,
that.
because guess what? Every dude can't even get you in that position. So first of all, to feel like you under some type of pressure, that man still had to be at a certain place to even get you there. Because a lot of guys, you ain't even gonna allow to get that close. So
I'm not saying that.
I'm
not saying
yeah,
it's rape.
me
I'm not saying
neither.
it's SA. I'm not saying that. But what
No,
I am
yeah,
saying is that it
It was
absolutely
uncomfortable.
happened.
And
No, I absolutely.
wanted to
So
be
when
able
that
to say no.
happens, when that happens, and it may have not been an SA situation, but a lot of women, when they see where these men get to after 30 and 35 years, and then they feel like they're in a position to monetize, why is it okay
Yep.
for them to come back
Exactly.
and say the 1 or 2 times that I was in this position and I just did it because I was scared, and they're gonna believe her.
Sometimes it
And
takes
then
time
they're
to
gonna
process and run.
But healing
Sometimes
ain't money.
Let me cook.
This
Give me 2
is what he's
seconds.
saying.
Hold on. Sometimes
Right.
it takes a little bit of time for you to understand what actually happened to you. I've been in numerous situations. I'm sure the other women on here can attest to the same thing. Where in that moment, your survival mode, your instinct kicks in. You got fight, you got flight, or you got fawn. Fawn is freeze. I'm not moving. I'm processing slowly. So it might take me. I just had a situation where I had a client. I've known this person for over a couple years now. They made a pass at me, physically touched me, completely blew me out. Had no idea it was coming. It took me probably 5 hours to be able to say anything to process what was happening. Because when it happened, I froze. And it happened on like an exit. So we were leaving the situation. He was I gotta go. And I'm leaving and he grabs on me. So I'm like, and I leave, I get in my car, I go home, I'm processing. And it wasn't until 5 hours later, I'm like, dang, that's assault. Like, he had no reason to touch me.
That shit
Yes,
too
it
late.
is. There's
Nah.
no reason he had to touch me. I
So
had
wait,
never.
yo, to even go like be like it's assault. How bad did he touch you? Did he grip up on you? Did he grab some yams? Did he like? What did he do? Did he just give you a hug or he grab your arm? Like you got to give context to that.
Never had a relationship like that with
Touch you
him.
how?
He grabbed
Thank
my
you.
ass.
Oh hell no.
What you mean? He
no.
touched me.
You
It
ain't
took
think that
me-
was assault
If it was
in the
unwanted,
moment?
I'm saying
And
it
I'm-
took
no,
time
she
to
didn't say that it
process.
wasn't in the moment. When
She
she
said
said
it
that
took
it
a
took
while
her
for
a
her
second
to
to
process.
process.
And that's 5
Because
hours.
some people that are
Respectfully, why? It takes
Because
so
it's
long.
traumatic.
No, not only that, but can we also get into the conversation? We only got 8 minutes left, but I'm gonna go here.
How did it get there?
Neurodivergency. Girls, people, period, that are not that are autistic, that are ADHD, that are ADD. Black women have been undiagnosed and now diagnosed at later ages in numbers that are astronomical, bro. So
I do agree with that. I think a lot of black women have something wrong with them and they don't get diagnosed and we just think it's everything sweet or it's just a woman. But I do think women have a lot of issues that they don't get diagnosed.
with certain certain shit that we experienced and we didn't went through that we literally could not process. I don't know, you as my best friend, how many times have I
And not only just black women, I think all women.
talked to you about something months later and you still feel the passion in my voice about it?
Yeah.
All of the time.
All the time.
Because it takes us processing, us talking about it to actually get through and heal from a situation.
Like I said
for
earlier,
real.
you
But
can't
I can
tell
also,
people how to heal.
but I
or
can
when to
also
heal.
take that just, you know what I'm saying, we reminiscing in the moment. So
It ain't reminiscing. It's
Well,
me trying to. It's me.
me-
It's me processing.
No, me,
And then also the
me
masking of
personally,
it,
I'm if
trying
I'm
to
hype about
uncover.
something-
There's a moment there where I'm sorry, but there's a moment what you were saying earlier about your experience and being like, dang, I might have liked this person. I might have been willing to go there with them, but I wasn't ready in that moment. There's a politeness that's expected of women, especially in this industry. I could have made this was a business decision, so I could have decided to cut up on him right there. I could have came back up there with my. It wasn't about that. There was money on the line, and on the back end of it, I got my money. Don't worry about that. But there was a situation I had to make a decision quickly. Am I getting ready to blow up where I could be blacklisted in this community and now I can't get work here? Awesome. Am I getting ready to, put myself in a position where maybe this becomes a violent situation? Or am I going to process and take time? And all of that comes to the neurodivergent point of unmasking. It is not something that happens immediately. When you're used to showing a face in these inner spaces and this energy where you have to show up in a certain way, you can't just drop that shit real quick and be like, oh, no, you about to. No, that's not how I operate in business. I don't do that.
It's a dangerous precedent to set, though, because you got women that's coming 20 years later, y'all saying that that's how long it took to heal. But then they playing a game of telephone with themselves and they revising and they remixing what really happened because they put themselves in a position. They said yes, but then they said that they feel uncomfortable. And now because the guy got so much power, they making it seem like he coerced them or he did something negative when they volunteered themselves as adults to participate on the casting couch or whatever circumstance that they found themselves in. So my thing is, it's a fine line between a woman saying that I'm not a victim and then reprocessing it and saying, or being influenced by culture and then saying, well, I'm a victim now. Because
I'm curious, how did her and her client get to the point where it got to that? I'm curious on the context on how it, on what gave him the okay to even do that. It had to have been something.
I had some time to think about it. I'm going to remix it. He got a lot of money. Let me go ahead and get this lawsuit popped.
So
I don't like that.
I got a question.
Going for it,
I got a
bro.
question. So
I
right,
don't
so,
like that. I don't like the lawsuit stuff.
So in this sense of SA, right? As a woman that done let all that time pass by, right, and she comes to that realization, right? What does the woman actually want? What's the end game when she are you looking for healing? What do you really want from the person that committed it
Appears to
from?
be a payout.
No,
That's
I
what it look
want
like.
you to answer that, but it depends on how broke she is at the moment.
Ooh.
Payout.
That's
No,
no.
it depends on how broke she
So let me
is.
make one
Payout.
other point.
For me
because-
personally,
Okay.
let me feed this up real quick. For me personally, I think that it does become murky waters when it goes to straight civil suits and trying to say, oh, let me get to the money, let me get to the bag. That is murky waters, and even as a woman, that makes me side-eye situation.
I agree.
As a boy mom, that makes me side-eye situation because
I
I'll
agree.
be damned.
If somebody
in
come after my son,
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I definitely understand, and I try to understand and hold space for men in this conversation too, simply because it's literally how it's in the court of public opinion. It's literally as soon as someone says y'all did something, y'all wrong, y'all guilty, y'all bad,
And
and
we
that
lose
to me is
everything.
not
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Like,
If they're wrong, they're wrong.
No,
It's
we're
a
not.
double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword.
But here's one other point though. There's strength in numbers, right? So sometimes you hold on to what happened to you because you didn't know it happened to somebody else. So then when somebody else got the courage to come forward and say, hey, this happened.
Me too.
Me too. It
Yeah.
happened to me too.
No,
Yeah.
Real talk.
That's
true.
This
That's
was a
how it
real life
happened.
situation for me.
I don't like
Yeah.
me too.
Like I had a situation
You got
where
the balls to say it now because somebody else said it.
see, it wasn't SA.
But that's
I had a
you can speak. You can say that from a certain place of privilege as a confident person.
Right,
You
but
know how much confidence and self-esteem you
I have a lot.
in comparison to a
Absolutely.
person who was raised as a fucking bottom feeder, or as a person that was told constantly, you ain't shit, you ain't never gonna be shit, you don't ever
Absolutely.
deserve shit.
Was
Your
broken
confidence
all the way
level,
down.
your confidence level, and what you accepting in life is
But
gonna
court
be
of-
completely
but court of-
different
but
than
court
what a
of
broken
public
person
opinion,
is.
but court of public opinion matters so much, right? Like I said, what do you want? If you really just want the healing, why is this shit? Why are you doing press conferences about this
Facts.
I agree with that.
shit?
I
Right?
agree with
I
So-
agree with that.
Right.
But
right.
a lot of times they try.
So
to
I know
address
that.
it. A lot of
Yeah,
times
I
they
don't
try
think
to
it's money
address
about
it
the
before it
money.
gets
Yeah.
that far,
Yeah.
and
It
then
does
the
become a money
person who
grab.
they trying to address it with don't want to address it, and that's the reason
We
why
just
it
did
ends
this
up
whole.
getting
We just had this whole conversation, and we didn't even talk about what we supposed to be talking about.
Nah, but you know, but I
He
just
said, "Yeah, but fuck all that."
No, seriously, because I don't like that junk, man. And I think it's a lot of guys every single day that's sitting there like, man, I ain't do nothing to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But her interpretation of it is completely different. She ain't got no evidence, so now it's just her word against mine.
Yeah.
And then that's
still
the
get
end of the
buried.
Then you want to say you
conversation.
lied
That's
again,
not
right?
Well, I
You
think
can't.
that
Limit
some of
It's like you
this,
can't.
some of this falls back on parents too, though. A lot of us don't necessarily know how to move in romantic spaces and in romantic relationships because our parents is, oh, you can't date till you 18.
That
I don't want to hear about no dude. I don't want to hear about no little girl.
Mm.
If you're not teaching your child how to interact with the opposite sex, how do they know how to interact with the opposite sex? How do I know how to communicate with somebody?
You teach
If
our
I've been
kids to slow
told,
down.
And explaining what a
No,
healthy
you have to-
relationship looks like.
but if you can't even talk to your child about healthy dating, or
That
if,
part.
if your child is 16 and says, hey dad, I want to go to the movies with this girl, and can you come chaperone us? And your first response is, you ain't supposed to be dating, you ain't gonna be dating. That's going to be an issue because how are they going to know how to have relationships? How are they going to know how to solve conflicts and whatnot in the future with people of the opposite sex?
I'm not going for it. Listen,
What age we talking about?
Anton
I said
said,
16.
I'm just
Anton
not,
said
bro.
Randy. You
No.
on
No,
the
I'm not going for it
Tight.
because
I feel you, bro.
honestly,
No,
no,
I don't want my daughter dating at 16.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
And more
18?
importantly,
They're not going to know how to
What
get
is
through
she
life.
gonna do behind your back?
They're not
Exactly.
going to
She's
know
gonna
how
turn
to
18
get
and
through
she's
life.
That's
swept
what-
up
that's
by
what-
somebody.
You can't stop her
That's
from
why.
liking boys. She gonna do
That's
it
why
behind your back.
I don't agree with you saying that she can say no to me. No, you can't say nothing. But more importantly,
Daddy,
more
a
importantly,
daddy.
nah, this is a
Yeah,
dictatorship.
no, the dad get a lot more respect than
father.
the women do
I'm
in the
not
household.
messing
We had that conversation. So honestly, like I said, I think that's the man's job in the household. For you supposed to
say
protect and
you can't
provide.
date?
No, to lay the damn law out. I mean,
Nah, I'm
no,
gone.
seriously.
Yeah.
I'll
seriously.
move you to Montana.
Because think about this.
For going on a date?
I'll move you out of the country. Dog,
That man
listen,
said, I'll move you out the country. Damn.
You think
You
gonna
talk-
happen when she turn 18?
you talking to the wrong person. Let me tell you something.
People over here.
I by default don't believe any woman that says anything and says that something happened to him. And the reason that
How?
is that I have to have it's innocent until proven guilty. I am not about to just take her side just because she said it.
Yeah, she got proof.
I need to know the context. I need to see the cell phone towers. Was he really over there? Is he even in the place
You
that you
need the
said that he
evidence.
was?
So
I gotta
if I
see
told
it.
you-
First.
If he get charged
No,
with
one
anything
second,
else,
I'm
you're gonna be
sorry.
like,
I'm
you
sorry.
listen
And
to a
I
police
hate
station.
to-
You
I hate
understand
take
that that's
here.
the reason why
If I
most
told you-
most essays don't go reported.
If I
Yeah.
told you
That's a personal
somebody
issue.
That's their
essayed me
fault.
I
when I
said
was
it's in love,
17
there's
years
work
old,
to do.
and I don't have
I
any,
would tell you to let it go.
I don't have any physical proof of
Let
it.
it go.
But if I'm telling you
Let
that you don't
it
believe me, if
go.
I don't have any physical proof,
Nope, I don't.
So you're
that's crazy.
That is
don't.
absolutely
Yeah, I mean,
You think I'm a
it's,
liar?
it's your word against the other person's. I mean, and you didn't say anything when it happened.
You think I would lie about that?
I think that people lie.
you think a child would lie to you about that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes. And that's why the
That's
dude
real.
across the scene got their whole careers taken away.
That just
Oh, now you want to talk about
that
it?
just she
No,
ain't
no, no,
that
We've been talking about
Wrapping it up.
Your daughter
Bringing it back around.
He want to
She
bring up.
special?
Oh,
He want to bring
Absolutely,
up
you,
the.
because
No,
you should
because
know your-
I understand that she may be lying to me in order to get herself out of a
Come
situation
on now.
that she
True.
may
Come on
think
now.
I might discipline her.
Why
for.
does
Yeah,
your
so
daughter not
I
feel
have
safe
to-
with
no,
you?
no,
no, no.
Because it's a dictatorship.
No,
That's the
because
problem.
I-
She
because
should feel
I
comfortable
understand-
enough to
Nah.
tell you.
Because
She
I
doesn't feel
understand
safe.
that I am not about to just jump to
Yeah.
conclusion
Yeah.
and ruin somebody's
Yeah.
life without going through the proper protocols and
Yeah.
making sure I'm gonna take you to the hospital. I need to
Yes.
see what really happened.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
So,
we gonna
okay,
do that.
fact
You ain't
check.
gonna
Oh,
do
you
that.
said you
I'm
don't
just
believe
believe
her.
it.
You're
I
going
need
to
to
fact
find
check.
out
Okay,
what's
so
going on.
Going
say
to the
that.
hospital
Okay,
only
fact
works
checking.
with violent essay. Like
This
if
is
it's
true.
me and you in the room and you say it's consensual and I say it's not, then
It's
go
You
to
need,
the
you need to know the
hospital.
level. You need to know the level that I'm gonna go to as your father. If you ever
Yeah,
come and
facts.
tell me some stuff like this,
I need
She
to
should.
find
so
out.
you need to know
She
not to
should
even
know.
play with me.
Which is
if
why you should
playing.
believe her when she said
Y'all
it, because
kids,
she-
y'all
she
kids
should
lie to
know.
y'all every
Man,
single
please.
day, and y'all believe them. That's why y'all be up
No,
at
I
the school.
don't.
That
That's
is
why
true.
y'all be up at the school beating up the parents for no reason.
I don't do that. I don't do
No.
that.
Oh,
I fact check.
Kids
I
do lie.
agree with you on fact checking,
I
but at
know
first
my
you said you
kid
just
well
don't
enough.
believe. I know when my
I know
child's
my kid
lying,
well enough,
and my
yeah.
kid knows me well enough to know that they don't have to lie to me.
I
I'm not
know.
saying that they don't all the time.
They
I'm not
will.
saying I don't speak in absolute. So definitely, kids lie. Let's be honest about it. But
Come
my
on.
kids know that I'm a safe space. So even if they do lie to me, when I look at my baby and I say, and they're, okay, mama, well, tell me what happened, because my job is to facilitate an environment where they can be unapologetically themselves.
Absolutely.
And if you're not willing to do that because you're running a dictatorship, when she gets out into the world, she's gonna fall in love with the little boy who tells her, "Oh, it's okay,
No,
you can
she
be
not.
with me."
That's
you
a
can be
rare.
safe."
Honestly, that's a. I honestly feel like that's a rarity in the household.
No,
I don't feel like a lot of.
I teach my
parents aren't that
accountability.
be the-
Accountability is big.
Accountability
What
is
did
huge.
you do in the situation? Tell me what you did first.
Take your part.
Yeah.
Before you come to me and
Yeah,
tell
What
me
was
what
the
somebody
action?
else did.
What was
What
the
did
action
you
that
do
caused that reaction?
Absolutely.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
y'all need to teach y'all friends that's in social media and accusing these guys of stuff that they didn't do accountability right along with it.
I'm
Who's
working
to
on
say
it.
they didn't do it?
Because
Right.
I see y'all supporting,
Who we
and
supporting?
that's why Me Too movement is so it proliferates throughout society.
Oh, them stupid
Be-
bitches
be-
getting together after being sexually assaulted.
No,
Yes.
it proliferates throughout society because you wouldn't have to teach people to believe all women if women was believable.
What made people defend?
Oh, hold on.
You wouldn't have to promote it if it was already by default what it is. I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
that's
to
true.
train myself to think differently about it if you was already what you was. I don't have to lie on
So
you.
men don't lie?
On that note,
Absolutely. But they don't say believe all men, do they?
they don't
No,
say
they
that.
don't.
They
Because
do say
men
believe
have
all
power
women.
and
And on that
systematic
note, thank y'all for
But
watching
you
this
have-
episode of Let's Rant About It. We will be back next week with some more.
Anton was about to start cooking, man, before they cut him off. People lie. Women lie a lot. I know people think that women don't lie. Women will lie. And yeah, man, you can't really just go off the rip and believe anybody. You need to get the proper proof, the proper evidence to actually prove someone to be guilty or the other person to be innocent. And when it comes down to women bringing back up cases of whether it's rape, molestation, I think those things are very serious, and I think if it happens, it needs to be dealt with on immediately, not a month, a year, years. It don't need to be dealt like that. It needs to be dealt immediately. So I want to know what y'all think about that. That's Anton Daniels' podcast with Randy Rosario. She was on behavior tonight. I ain't gonna lie. She was a whole lot more calmer. But 2K wasn't up there, and a few other people who normally get rowdy was not up there. This was a lot more calm panel. So I want to know what y'all think about this. Y'all like the video? Comment below. This is JayBReacts, and until next time, peace.